Good afternoon and welcome to the British Columbia Soccer Association Men's A Provincial Cup Final. We hope you joined us earlier today for the women's final. That was a absolutely cracking match. Now it's time for the men to take center stage, and we've got two top teams here today, Katie.
We do. We have FC Tigers and BB5. It's a very exciting match that we're going to have today.
Absolutely. Two league champions in their own rights. Now they'll battle it out for the Provincial Cup title. And of course, this is somewhat of a matchup, a rematch rather, of the final from 3 seasons ago, the last time this tournament was held. We've got several exciting players on both sides, but just like the women this morning, there are a few players missing today.
Yes, we see Marcel De Jong, he'll be missing, as well as Mark Baldissimo, so it'll be interesting to see how those teams adapt to missing those two players. That's
right. Missing two key cogs, names that you might remember from semi-pro adventures or the Canadian national team, but there are still several other top-tier players here on hand. We're looking forward to a great final. It'll be Tom Johnston and Katie Hamilton with you today, guiding you through this one. Stay tuned. We'll start in just a few minutes. Good afternoon and welcome inside Swangard Stadium in Burnaby, BC for the Men's A Provincial Cup Final. Today featuring from the Vancouver Metro Soccer League, BB5 United CCB taking on from the Fraser Valley Soccer League, FC Tigers Vancouver. We've met the starting lineups already. The captains will shake hands. We'll do the coin toss and we'll get underway shortly. Tom Johnston here in the broadcast booth. To my right is Katie Hamilton. Katie, we enjoyed a fantastic women's final earlier today. Saw 8 goals in that one, and I think we're hoping for something similar in this one.
Yes, Tom, the first women's game is very exciting, lots of action, and again, yes, for this match, looking to replicate that and have a very exciting match between these two teams.
So, final preparations here for the teams. You'll see FC Tigers in the all-white kit today, taking on BB5. They're in the off-blue or teal, if you prefer. I'm sure there can be plenty of debate about what exact color it is. We'll just go for blue for now. Of course, BB5 you see there in their pregame photo holding up the number 5 jersey. Of course, that has special significance to BB5. 3 years ago in the 2019 final, BB5 then raised the trophy, as they were then known as just CCB, Central City Breakers. Tragically, a few weeks later, center back Brandon Bassey, who wore the number 5 shirt, was tragically killed in a car accident. And ever since then, BB5 have been honoring his memory by changing the name of their club and carrying that jersey with them. And as we talk about that 2019 final, it's been 3 years since we've awarded the BC Soccer Men's Provincial A Cup, but this will be the 100th time a team has lifted the trophy. Of course, everybody at BC Soccer is just excited to be back playing soccer after a hiatus that we've all had to live through these past few years, and we hope wherever you're joining us from, you've been keeping safe over the past few years and are ready to enjoy some top amateur soccer action here in BC. Our referee today is Momo Shenny, and of course these finals, well, they're a big occasion for the players, but also a big day for the referees. Getting named to a final is a highlight of the career. So it'll be FC Tigers getting us underway shortly here. They'll be kicking from right to left in the first half, while BB5 play from left to right on your screen. And we are underway in the men's A final. The Tigers controlling around the back to begin. And of course, we were talking about the 2019 final just a few moments ago. CCB, as they were then known, lifting the trophy. And ironically, it was against this Tigers team. Of course, they were a little bit different back then. They were known as Reno's Tigers Vancouver, and they also played in the Vancouver Metro League. Having switched now to the Fraser Valley League, they're simply known as FC Tigers. There's a long backstory to go along with that and how that came to be, but for now, all that matters is that these two teams, champions in their own right, will vie once more for the top prize in the province. An early free kick opportunity here for BB5. Whipped well into the area with pace. Headed away. Not quite cleared just yet. And now Tigers can break. That's Even Mejia there on the left wing. One of Tigers' main attacking threats. Of course, Katie, you were talking in the pregame about some of the players who are missing. One player who's not starting today for Tigers is their leading scorer, Farvar Tarabi. He scored 36 goals this season, on his way to winning the Golden Boot in the Fraser Valley Soccer League. I did see him warming up. He is dressed, so obviously trying to shake off an injury, but as of now, he'll have to make do with a place on the bench.
Yes, Tom, there's a few players missing from FC Tigers. It looks like Arjun Mann is missing, and from BB5, we have Marcel De Jong as well as Mark Baldissimo, who will be missing from the lineup from today.
That said, still plenty of stars out there and plenty of offensive threats. Both these teams are quite capable of scoring many, many goals. And we talked about that women's final earlier today, 5-3. There were 8 goals in that. And very easily we could see something similar here as goalkeeper Luke O'Shea quick off his line to gather that one in.
Yeah, it was a great women's final that we had earlier today. It was quite rainy, whereas today it looks like it's held up right now for this match that hopefully should help a bit.
Indeed, it has dried out a little bit. Not quite your typical May weather partway through the month here. Usually BC Soccer Provincial Finals weekend is all about warm weather and sunburns, but today it'll be keeping warm as BB5 come forward again. Mejia. Looking long. And Tigers will settle for the throw-in. Surging forward again. The back post, Mejia making the run. Will it come to him? Good contact on the header. Edwardson following up. And BB5 will get a hold of it. This is Glennon. Stolen by Edwardson. Lovely bit of skill there. Players rushing to join the attack. Long effort by Escobar, and that's easily handled by O'Shea. Of course, Gabe Escobar, number 16, he's the one who's in place of Faravar Tarabi, and he was the hero for Tigers in their semifinal, scoring both goals in their 2-0 win over league rivals Abbotsford United.
Good idea on the ball there. It's a fast-paced game to start out for this first few moments.
As both teams keen for a good start in this one. And they'll get a chance to catch their breath here as that long ball just trails out for a throw-in. BB5 will reset with O'Shea at the back, although Edwardson is interested. Zade. Looking long for Mejia. Edwardson will pick up the scraps. And that's Ellie Guindo over to snuff that out and win the goal kick for BB5. Of course, Guindo, no stranger to the Provincial Cup final. Indeed, he was on the BB5 team that won the title in 2019. He also played at this stadium here the year before in 2018, although at that time he wasn't a defender, he was playing striker for Langley United as they lost in dramatic fashion to BCT Rovers Tigers on that day. Guindo hoping today for a better fate against a different Tigers side. Zade keeps that in. He'll switch play. And again, we do apologize there as those technical issues on the audio side do seem to have followed us from the women's game into the men's game. We hope we have that sorted out, and we're happy to be back with you as Tigers will take over with the throw-in. Zupo. That throw-in goes the way of BB5, much to the chagrin of several of the Tigers players. Looking long for Edwardson. Gindo will cut that out. Long ball for Glennon. Working on Rostand. Glennon cuts inside on the left foot, unable to find a teammate. And you can see good attacking intent from both teams early here.
Yeah, it's been good. Tigers have held most of the play for now, but BB5 coming back with that good opportunity.
Clark for Jutty. Jutty with a nice touch. It was a sliding intervention there from Smichenko. As after some good early pressure by Tigers, it's BB5's turn to turn the screw somewhat. Talasuna working his way into the area. He's close. Poked away. Jutty. Oh, and he just drifts that one over. That could have gone anywhere. So a warning shot then from BB5. And I don't think this game's going to be scoreless for too much longer, Katie.
No, both teams seem to be aggressive on the attack, so it'll be interesting to see when the goals will come.
Long ball, looking for Nick Morello. BB5's leading scorer is in. A fantastic save by goalkeeper Lucas Strauts. He was well off his line there to snuff out that chance, but that's just how quickly that offense can materialize, Katie, as we were just talking about. And without much pause, it's Tigers looking to get back onto the front foot. Mejia. Is Clark onside? Well, we're not going to find out because he wasn't quite able to get hold of that through ball from Harry Lacan. Looking long for Edwardson. That'll run through to O'Shea. O'Shea, of course, a national champion in his own right, having won the CIS, as it was known then. U Sports is what our listeners might be more familiar with. It's the University Championship here in Canada, which he won as a member of the UBC Thunderbirds. Zohar loses out to Locken. This is Bobby Jutty. Zupo looking for Edwardson. And again, just a little bit too long. We talked about this earlier during the women's game, Katie, but it will be a little bit of an adjustment for both teams playing on grasses. Most of the top-level teams are used to playing on the artificial surfaces during the league season, and indeed in this tournament on the way to getting here as we see a heavy challenge, and that it's going to bring an early yellow card for Zadeh. I don't think he can have too many complaints there.
You're right, Tom. Turf is usually played on right now in BC, but this grass field looks like it's in quite good condition, but we are having a rainy day today with a little bit of wind, so it is quite slippy out there as we saw in the women's match earlier today.
So we'll see if that factors into proceedings today. This is Glennon now. Looking for DeGraff, the defender, surging forward. It'll be a throw-in right down in the corner. And that range is out of play. DeGraff links up with Locken. Here's Bobby Jutty looking for Nick Morello. Jutty's won it back. Looks like he might have been being pulled back there, but the referee was happy to continue, and here come Tigers. Mejia gets past DeGraff. His through ball is going to be just too far for anyone to get a hold of. Both teams, as you pointed out earlier, Katie, breakneck pace to start this match.
Yeah, it's a good pace out there. Lots of action back to back. Both are having good opportunities. Ooh, just out of his reach there.
And just about another good opportunity there as Glennon couldn't quite stretch out for that pass, but you can definitely see the intent from both these teams. Again, perhaps something to do with the grass and the conditions. Not too many passes in the midfield before they look to go long to their attacking threats. Riley Pang. This is Nick Morello. He and Caleb Clark, his strike partner, were the leading scorers for BB5 this season, both scoring 14 goals. One bonus of the grass conditions, though, is makes the slide tackling a little easier on the body, not so much turf burn. And I see a few players embracing the conditions here today. As the offside flag gives everyone a chance to just collect themselves. Not, I think, what O'Shea would have hoped for on that long ball. Of course, Luke O'Shea missed much of the season for BB5. Instead, former Whitecaps Academy product Andrew Metcalf was the goalkeeper of record for most of their matches throughout the season. O'Shea, of course, is a long-time BB5 stalwart, having been with the club through thick and thin over some leaner years and now in these more successful seasons. Lacken nearly getting caught on the ball. Wanted a foul. This is Mark Talasuna, the former SFU standout. For Bobby Jutty, another like O'Shea who's been with BB5 or CCB for many seasons. Morello. Surging forward. Blocked off there by Zupo.
There's good ball movement from BB5, moving it up the pitch. They've been working well.
And here they come again. Jutty for Caleb Clark. Oh, I think Clark might have been onside there had he left it. Instead, Morello nips in. He was offside, the flag raised. You can see his ability to finish there with a cheeky little chip. Don't think the referee nor the Tigers goalkeeper appreciated that, but a nice chance for all of us to see a little bit of skill.
Yeah, it was a good run, just a little bit offside there, but good ball movement up for BB5.
Pang wins the header. Jutty can't get through. Tigers picking up steam. Rostant looking to overlap now as he caught out. DeGraff. He's got Talasuna to his right. Bit of a heavy touch there, took it away from him, but he'll find Glennon. They're queuing up at the back post. Morello interested again. Instead, he comes short to DeGraff. Lacken. Pang finds Morello. He beats one. Sliding challenge there from Sminchenko. Escobar. Check that, that's Edwardson. And one for Edwardson to chase now. But O'Shea again on the scene to collect. For FC Tigers, we talked about how they were the Fraser Valley champions. We'll come back to that thought in just a moment as Mark Talasuna hauls down Zohar, asking for a yellow card. And I think we'll see one. Indeed we will. So one man each in the book for these teams.
Dangerous spot for Tigers to take advantage of this. Interested to see what they do with it.
Indeed, it looks like the big men from the back are coming forward as both Zupo and Smichenko have left their center back positions for now. See if they can't get something going offensively. Zohar will take. Zupo lurking at the back post, but that's headed away by Locken. Is there a second chance opportunity here? Ready. Dealing with DeGraff. DeGraff looking for a push there in the back. There did seem to be hands on the back, but not enough for the referee to award a free kick. So it'll be a corner kick then for Tigers, and the big men from the back will stay forward. They'll work this one short. Into the area now. It bounces, but it'll be Morello who collects. And tries to dribble his way out of trouble, perhaps somewhat ill-advised as Escobar guts a foot in and wins another corner. Will BB5 be made to pay for that? Short again. This time it's Mija for Escobar. Left-footed cross to the back post. A little bit of you take it, I got it there between Guindo and O'Shea, but it's cleared as far as Rostand. Mija. And he's corralled out of play by Banton.
Good opportunity by the Tigers there. Defense did well to keep it in, keep the play in, but not able to get that opportunity away.
Yes, they were able to keep it alive, but just nothing quite materializing. And it does seem like after 20 minutes of some frantic and frenetic even pace to begin the match, both sides have settled in a little bit now.
Yeah, it's quite even out there. They're kind of going back and forth on who's holding possession, but it's good pace.
So we mentioned earlier that FC Tigers Vancouver used to be Reno's Vancouver Tigers. That was back when they played in the VMSL a couple of seasons back. This is their first chance, though, since joining the Fraser Valley to take on a team from their former league. Here's Caleb Clark. Cross into the middle. Just about dealt with by Tigers. A bit of a shove in the back there, but Edwardson's controlled it and gets it back. Mihad making a run. Can they pick him out? Had to stop and take it in stride. Or sorry, rather couldn't take it in stride. But he's found Rostand. Flag stays down. Rostand. The dangerous cross to the back post, but just out of the reach.
Good opportunity there. Like you said, he couldn't take it in stride. The ball was played just a little bit behind or got caught in the little bit of wind that we have here, but they made a good chance out of it.
Absolutely. You can hear that we have a fairly decent crowd and on hand here with us at Swangard Stadium, and we thank you for joining us online, wherever you're watching on from. Still no score here as we hit the quarter mark of this one. Here's Morello. Good numbers forward here for BB5, but that attack snuffed out by Smichenko. Escobar showing some pace out on that wing. He'll get the throw in, and he's eager to keep things moving. Escobar a little short with that one. And Smichenko's into the back of Clark. He didn't like the call, but I'm somewhat surprised he's escaped without further punishment there. It did look like a bit of a dangerous sliding challenge from behind. Smichenko certainly thinks he won the ball, however. One's just headed out of the path of Glennon, but BB5's turn for a corner kick. It'll be Glennon to take. In short, flicked as far as Lacken. He's going to try his effort from distance, and he'll earn another corner. And so oftentimes those long-range shots are a bit ambitious, but he certainly got hold of that one, and I think the intervention from Smichenko was a necessary one. So Glennon trots across to the far side. Into the short post, cleared away. Mejia will latch onto it for Tigers. Ready. He goes long, but there's nobody up there save for the CCB defenders. Banton. Room for Morello to chase. Here comes Smichenko again. He'll get there first.
He's been playing quite well in the defense there, kind of controlling the defensive line.
He's certainly a burgeoning force at the back there. Well, he'll have another corner kick to deal with.
Yeah.
This time Juddy will swing one in. It's in the bouncing around in there, not the most convincing of defending from Tigers on that occasion.
Ooh, unfortunate. Good recovery.
DeGraff into Guindo. He stayed forward, looking for Morello, but that one's going to find the touchline. For FC Tigers, the move to the Fraser Valley League certainly went the way they would have hoped in their first season. And they won everything there was to win out in the Valley. One was to win, check that. They ran the table just about, losing one game this season en route to becoming league champions. And they also picked up the Pakenham Cup and the Soccer City Cup. So serial winners are Tigers, but looking to add a first BC Soccer Provincial Cup to their trophy cabinet, as well as to the Fraser Valleys. But here's Banton.
Ooh, great run.
Great run for it from left back, stinging the pawns of Lucas Strauts. A little bit of a miss kick from Strauts there.
He'll want that one back.
Yeah, I'd agree. Lacken. Nobody but Smichenko to find his ball. Flag stays down. This is Edwardson. He's got two in the area. Good ball and a great header by Zade and a fantastic save by Luke O'Shea. Oh, we might be short on goals just at the minute, but the goalkeepers certainly earning their spots in the lineup today. Both have been key early here.
Yes, great save by O'Shea. Tough one in there on that cross. It was a beautiful cross to the head.
And now it's BB5's turn again. Glennon with some space. Restant doing just enough. DeGraff for Locken. Locken was looking for Clark, but that's cut out. Edwardson. For Zade. Tigers just keeping it for a minute here. Zupo. A little bit loose at the back here. He'll defer to Smichenko. And the flag's going to go up there as Edwardson just about timing his run. And if the officials got that one wrong, it certainly would have been 1-0, as I don't know that O'Shea was going to have much recourse as Miha was surging forward to join Edwardson in that attack.
It was a good attack opportunity there. Play from the back, up down the line. Just caught himself offside a bit.
Gindo for DeGraff. And another heavy challenge. We'll see how the referee handles this one. Zade, of course, already booked. But he's going to let him continue playing there. Certainly a risky challenge there by Zade. Looking at it, I don't quite think it was enough for a second yellow card, but when you're already on a booking, you don't want to be inviting the referee to make that decision.
Exactly, Tom. Don't give the ref the opportunity to make that. That was a questionable attack that you did from behind there. So lucky he didn't get a second yellow there.
This time, though, I don't think he's going to be as lucky.
Wow.
It is a second yellow card for Zade. He has been sent off here after just 30 minutes. And you can see the dismay on his face. Again, though, he'd just been given a reprieve, and he leaves a foot in again here. And I'm not sure he can have too many complaints. It was a poor challenge. He's not gotten any of the ball there, and just after referee Macheni had read him the riot act, he has not heeded the warning at all, and that's the end of his final.
I agree, Tom. You were just given a yellow. You just got another warning, and to go back and now get your red card with only 30 minutes of play, definitely disappointing.
So how does that change this dynamic? FC Tigers down to 10 men. BB5 with a chance to hoist one forward and try and consolidate that advantage straight away as Zade taking his time leaving the field here. That's why we have the delay. What seems to be a bit of a pro-Tigers crowd giving Zade a round of applause as he leaves the field. On the field, though, second chance at it. Gindo's gotten through. He knocks it down and just stabbed away at the last by Zupo. Morello lurking there.
BB5 has done well so far, moving the ball, moving the play, trying to get those opportunities. So now having that extra man, say, as the Tigers are now down to 10, it'll be interesting to see how the Tigers can adapt to only having 10 men.
So a big decision for the referee here in a final. Jati with the corner kick, headed away. And goalkeeper had been crowded out there. Interesting to see so far. Doesn't look like any tactical reshaping for Tigers straight after the sending off. Zade had been playing in that attacking midfield role, complementing the three out-and-out attackers as this ball's flicked on for Morello. He's in behind the defense. Strout slips, and Morello makes no mistake at all. The fantastic finish from BB5's leading goal scorer. Some complaints from Tigers. I'm not sure if they thought Strauts was fouled, but I'm not sure who would have done it, as I believe he was by himself. But, you know, we talk about the grass again being a surface that these players aren't necessarily used to playing on. And I think we can see from the replay there that Strauts, in fact, does just slip as he tries to come out and close down the angle.
He did. Goalkeeper did have a slip up there, but it was a great flick-on ball from BB5 onto their forward and a beautiful finish.
So it's gone from bad to worse here for Tigers in the space of 4 minutes, as Zade was given his second yellow card, and Nick Morello instantly makes the manpower advantage count to give BB5 the lead as they look to retain their provincial championship. Here they come again. Talasuna finds Clark. Good defending by Hoda. Heavy challenge there by Morello. It'll be a free kick for Tigers. Well, we talked about how strong a season Tigers have had this year, and this is perhaps the first adversity they've really had to face, and my goodness, are they up against it here, down a man and down a goal.
They're really going to have to come together, figure out their formation and how exactly they're going to attack being down a man.
Ball through for Rastad. Will he keep this in? No. So with 10 minutes to halftime, you've got to think that the message right now for Tigers is just a hold steady here, get in. If you can make it 1-1, great, but otherwise get into halftime within a goal and maybe rework the game plan as Escobar tries his luck from range.
Well, and like we saw with this first game with the women's match earlier this morning, is this pitch, you don't know what's going to happen. The ball takes funny bounces. There's lots of slip-ups, so anything can happen.
Here's Morello, the goal scorer for Glennon. Glennon cuts inside. On his left, curling one. And no sooner had you mentioned the conditions, Katie, than we see it again there, as that one nearly squeaking through the hands of goalkeeper Lucas Strauts on what looked to be like a bit of a routine save. Although you wonder how he's going to be able to shake off that goal against, as you could see he was visibly frustrated, having slipped as he came out to cut down the angle. Great move by Mejia. Can he drag Tigers back into this? On his right foot, takes a deflection, and O'Shea had to be careful with that to get his body behind it. Tigers showing no signs of letting up from an attacking perspective. It's really all they know how to do, attack, 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 and they've certainly been good at it this year, and they'll need to be good at it here if they're going to claw their way back into this.
Well, he has had an energy out there today, so hopefully that he'll keep it up, get some opportunities, and like we've just seen, those bounces inside the box for the goalkeepers are hard to maintain.
BB5 slowing it down now, just keeping the ball. Lekin looks for Morello. One-on-one with Hodet. Defers to Clark, back for Morello. And Hodet in with the challenge. It'll be another corner kick. BB5, as we mentioned, the current holders of the Provincial Cup Championship. And they added a new trophy to their trophy case this season, winning the Vancouver Metro Soccer League's Premier Division. Strouts off his line, punching away. He'll get a chance to collect that one. Guindo contests it, flag stays down, and Tigers head the other way. Edwardson, he's by himself, one-on-one with Banton. Mejia rushing to try and join him. Banton leaving one in there on Edwardson, and that's going to be a booking for him. So referee Mosheni certainly not afraid to go to the pocket here.
Good location for the Tigers to take this opportunity and try to capitalize on it. It's in a good location for a cross or a shot in.
It really was a needless foul there by Banton, as he had done enough to turn Edwardson back and then just left a foot in on him. So will BB5 be made to pay for that overzealous challenge? 4 to aim for in the box. Mejia just hovering above it. He'll go into the area. Headed away as far as Glennon. Tries to go long, but that's blocked by Mejia. Won't be able to keep it in, though. In addition to being the current provincial champions, BB5 are also the reigning national champions. Of course, the winner of the matches today, both the women's and men's A Cups, go on to represent BC Soccer at the Canada Soccer Association Amateur National Championships, this year being held in Ontario. It'll be Gorge FC heading from the island to the Nationals to represent BC on the women's side, and one of these two teams will join them on the men's side. Gindo, as everybody's inside the Tigers half just about here. Lock-in. BB5 just waiting, looking for an opening, trying to pick their moment. Pang for Banton. A little bit of pressure here, and they've won the ball. Gindo doing enough to get back and challenging fairly for it. That was a great job by Tigers, though, just lying in wait, picking their moment to pounce, and it nearly came off for them.
It was great work and second effort there.
And here they are again picking it off. Edwardson for Reddy. Back to Edwardson. And it's just anywhere will do for BB5 at the minute. That shows you the danger that Tigers still possess, even down a man.
They are. The Tigers are quite fast up front. BB5's got to be on their toes. That looked like it was going to be close to offside.
I think the assistant was just waiting to raise his flag, but in the end, Escobar did leave it, I think, knowing that he was, in fact, offside. This is Lock-in for Jetty. So again, BB5 content to slow it down, just keep the ball, but as we saw a moment ago, that can invite Tigers to set a bit of a trap for them. DeGraff.
You're right, Tom. The Tigers are no means that they're no longer in this match. They're doing quite well, right? You can see, like you said before, is that they are quite a bit back, missing that high player. But what we just saw from the attack is they do have opportunities there.
Absolutely. But so do BB5, and this is the goal scorer, Morello. He'll settle for a throw-in as we approach halftime here in the BC Soccer Men's A Provincial Championship. The VMSL's BB5 United CCB leading the Fraser Valley's FC Tigers Vancouver by 1-0. Nicholas Morello scoring in the 33rd minute after FC Tigers were reduced to 10 men after the sending off of Nima Moazeni-Zadeh in the 30th minute. As Glennon keeps that one alive at the back post, but Strouts collects and looks to get Mejia moving forward. Defended by DeGraff. Mejia will keep it alive. DeGraff missing the challenge. Mejia skips past him, but nobody far enough forward to challenge for that ball, and I think that right there, Katie, is where you see them missing that extra man up front.
You do, really. That effort that Mejia just played in, he's been electric out there for the Tigers so far, but like you said, yes, they are missing that final person up front to get the toe on, to get in the back of the net. But good opportunities. They're not out of this.
Not by any means. So it's an interesting tactical shift here. BB5 have decided with the extra man they want to slow the game down, as opposed to the early pace we saw where the teams were trading chances. So that does seem to be playing into Tigers' hands somewhat here, as since they've fallen behind, it's been Tigers with the counter-attacking opportunities that have looked maybe the most likely to get the next goal.
They are. Tigers' defense have been quite strong as well, so if they can just hold through, get out of this first half, down a man and down a goal, come back refreshed for the second, I think they have a chance.
Another last-ditch defensive effort there, this time by Guindo to prevent another strong Tigers counterattack. And it's ended up with a BB5 throw. Clark, the former Whitecaps FC Academy man. He scored just as many goals as the number on his back this season for BB5 in the league. Rostant does a good job defending him there, though. Good tackle by Lacken. Pang. For Banton. This is Guindo as we approach the 45 minutes. We'll see if we have some added time here. Fourth official not moving towards the board just a minute, so perhaps there will be nothing to be added on. As we see that go out for another corner kick. And now the board does go up, so one added minute. And we are into that now as BB5 look to double their lead before the break. Ball in for Guindo, headed down on the line, and indeed they will add another, as it's Caleb Clark finding the second ball after it was knocked down in the scrum. And that one's got to hurt for Tigers, Katie. They've done so well weathering the storm there since going down a man, but to concede that second goal right at the death before halftime might just take the wind out of their sails a little bit.
The Tigers were doing so well there to hold off BB5 to keep it to a 1-0 scoreline going into the second, finishing off the first half there. But it was a great cross by BB5, great finish. Unfortunate for the Tigers, but they're still in this one. They have some good opportunities. I think they just really need to capitalize on when they do get those chances.
So some adversity then for Fraser Valley champions FC Tigers Vancouver, down now a pair of goals after Nick Morello and Caleb Clark scored in the first half for reigning provincial champions BB5 United CCB. That was following the red card to Nima Moazeni Zadeh after 30 minutes. So down a man and down a couple of goals. Tigers will look to halftime to reshape and come up with a plan to get themselves back into this Men's A Provincial Cup final, where the score at halftime is FC Tigers 0, BB5 United CCB 2. And welcome back to the BC Soccer Men's A Provincial Championship final here at Swangard Stadium in Burnaby. We are just about set to go for the second half, where BB5 United CCB from the Vancouver Metro Soccer League lead FC Tigers Vancouver from the Fraser Valley Soccer League by a score of 2-0. Of course, the main talking point in that first half came at the 30-minute mark, where Tigers' Nima Moazeni Zadeh was sent off, receiving a second yellow card, having just been warned by the referee for a bad challenge. He committed another foul, saw his second yellow and subsequent red card, and from there, BB5 made it count, with Nick Morello and Caleb Clark, their two leading goal scorers, scoring in the 33rd and in first half stoppage time. So we'll see what adjustments Tigers have made at the half, but certainly, Katie, at this point, you'd have to say it's BB5's to lose.
It is, yeah. BB5, I mean, getting that second goal right at the last second of the first half is really deflating for the Tigers, but hopefully they come out here in the second half ready to go, just like they did. We did see them have a few opportunities in the first, so hopefully they can come out strong the second.
Indeed, even falling behind a man, Tigers continued to threaten throughout the later stages of the first half, right up until BB5 got that second goal on a late corner kick. And here's BB5 now on their first attack of the second half. Talasuna for Banton. This is Riley Pang. Doesn't look like any changes from either side at halftime. We'll see if the teams go to their benches as the game wears on. It's another theme, though, that we saw once BB5 did go up a man. They've preferred to really slow things down, keep the ball at the back, and look to pick their moments. Glennon finds Talasuna, wasn't able to take that in stride and go forward. He'll check it back to Banton. It was actually 2 yellow cards apiece in the first half. Banton, one of the ones for BB5, picking up a yellow, along with Mark Talasuna. So they'll want to be on their best behavior, so as not to have a repeat of Zadeh's fate for the Tigers.
You're right, Tom. Just like we saw in the first half, BB5 is liking to move it around the back line, waiting for that right opportunity to attack going forward, similar to what they are doing right now.
And that one's going to hurt, as the cross from Glennon strikes Rostand in the head, and they're waving for the medical staff immediately. One surprise is FC Tigers missing their star man today and leading scorer and captain, Faravar Tarabi. He's had a bit of an injury issue, and we saw him out there trying to warm up before the game. Thought we might see him to start the second half, as at this point, nothing to really lose for Tigers. And I can see him getting stripped off now, in fact, just as I say this. So perhaps he will be with us shortly. Looks like he'll at least give it a try to see if he can possibly lead his team back into this one.
You're right, Tom. He's going over to do his warm-up, so it'd be nice to see him get some time out there on the field and see what he can do for those Tigers, to see if they can make that 2-0 lead a little bit smaller.
Certainly getting a warm welcome from the crowd. It looks like it might be a right knee problem for Tarabi, as there does appear to be some strapping on that knee. He'll go through the warm-ups there with the rest of the substitutes, and I'm sure he's as eager as anyone to get out there and try to contribute. Again, it's a very good crowd here today at Swangard Stadium. Thought the weather might scare a few folks off, but they've turned up in numbers here, and certainly if they were with us for the women's final earlier, they were treated to a heck of a show. 8 goals between the two teams, as Gorge FC Team Sales from the Lower Island Women's Soccer Association defeated Coastal FC from the Metro Women's Soccer League by 5-3. And BB5 looking for a third goal of their own here. Clark, one of the goal scorers. This is Locken, and he's really dropped into a deep-lying role in that midfield ever since they've gained the extra man. Looking to pull the strings from deep. And Nick Morello gets himself twisted around there. And he gets himself a handful of Hodut's jersey. That'll be a free kick for Tigers.
We've seen the rain really die down for this second match. As in the first match, it was coming down quite strong for the women's game. So we don't seem to have that playing a factor here in this match.
Indeed, I don't want to jinx it, but I dare say the skies might be brightening ever so slightly off towards the east there. As Morello takes the opportunity to win a free kick, feeling some contact in his back. Talasuna, the former SFU man, leaves his pass a little short going out wide, as Restant is back with us after taking that ball to the face. Mejia looking for Escobar. Zohar pick up the scraps. He's got Edwardson out wide. Eric Edwardson working left and right. And O'Shea able to collect. First ball got away from him a little bit there. It was a fizzing shot from Edwardson. O'Shea quickly gathered the rebound though, and Escobar, a little bit of a heavy challenge on Pang.
Great chance there by the Tigers. You can see when they started that drive that they were outnumbered there in the middle, but they really took that chance well. Rebound there, but the goalie O'Shea, he picked it up quite swiftly.
Indeed, that was the theme for Tigers. They are an attacking force with all those weapons, and even missing Tarabi, still with the likes of Mejia, Escobar, and Edwardson. Very threatening on the counterattack, and if any team's going to have to sit in and look for their opportunities, Tigers might be just the candidates to do that. Again, happy to let BB5 have the ball here. This is Locken. Talasuna. Locken again. The conductor. Glennon. BB5 happy to just play some keep away. Talasuna. Working his way into the middle. And again, you see BB5 happy to just keep it, take the sting out of it. Looking, waiting for that moment.
They are, Tom. Tigers are doing well as sticking together as a unit, really clogging up that middle for BB5 unable to penetrate through there, working the sides, working the back, but they're not really given much options to move forward right now.
BB5, the reigning Provincial Cup champions, and certainly with a firm grasp on retaining that crown here in this one. FC Tigers looking to become the first team to come out of the Fraser Valley Soccer League and win a Provincial Cup championship. And if they're going to do it today, it's going to be a bit of a mountain to climb. This is the first time this season that Tigers have had to play aside from the Vancouver Metro League. They reached the final of this competition by beating fellow Fraser Valley side Surrey United in their opener. Followed that up with a win over Nanaimo United from the Vancouver Island Soccer League before winning their semi-final against another Fraser Valley side, Abbotsford United. For BB5, their opener came against fellow VMSL side BCT Rovers Hurricanes in a hard-fought 3-2 match to open the competition. A good local rivalry with two teams from the heart of Surrey in that one. After that, they were pushed all the way by the Fraser Valley's FC Fally as they needed extra time to win 4-2. And their semifinal last week was a bit more straightforward against another Vancouver Metro League side as they defeated Coastal FC 3-0. And interestingly, in that one, it was BB5 who had a man sent off. That's why Ramsey Alfantazi is unavailable today for BB5, serving his suspension after picking up a couple of yellow cards in that match. They were able to buck the trend and hang on and win that game, even extending their lead down to 10 men. So they'll be fully aware that just because they have an extra man, it doesn't mean Tigers are out of this one by any stretch.
No, you're right, Tom, and we've seen them have a couple breaks on there when they've had those opportunities, but when you get those free kicks, you really got to take that chance and capitalize on it and take that opportunity. Unfortunately, went straight into a blocked BB5 player.
Indeed, when you get those chances to get those players up the field, it's going to need to be a little bit better than that from Tigers, as Escobar with a late challenge there. Could have been a yellow card, but Mosheni seems all right for now to let that one go. And once more, it's Lakan sitting deep, probing. Pang. There's a run from Jutty. He's got support out wide, comes inside to Caleb Clark on his left foot. Strikes the defender there, as Smichenko was well positioned to block that one off. Great work by Morello to steal the ball back.
Morello's had a strong game so far. Very pivotal in the first half, and now in the second, he's been a strong body here on the left wing.
Again, BB5 happy to just keep hold of it. Looks as though if the Tigers aren't interested in coming and pressing them, BB5 are happy to just run out the clock here. Still some ways to go, though.
There are still lots of time left, but every time they pass that ball around the back, right, it's just seconds ticking off that clock.
And they'll continue to do so with Pang looking for Clark. Turning into a bit of a training ground exercise here for BB5. And you wonder what was talked about in that Tigers dressing room at halftime. They've obviously come out with a game plan, sitting in a very low block with two banks of four, rather, and just Edwardson up high on his own. Not seeing any of the ball, and it's a far cry from the way this game started, with these two teams trading blows in the center of the ring, so to speak.
It is. I'd like to see them a little bit more on the attack of trying to win that ball back. But I understand just waiting, and when they do that counterattack, we've seen them have that option, right, or that opportunity, right, when they've won it back and go and have a good opportunity on net. So it seems like that's kind of their game plan, is just holding off, waiting to jump on that ball and make their counter.
We'll see if they get a chance here. As BB5 patiently work it the other way. DeGraff finds Glennon. For Banton. Morello. This is Bobby Jutty. Thought like he might maybe try his chances from range there, but then thought better of it. Talasuna. For DeGraff. Does he keep it in? He does. Now Tigers have hold of it with Mejia looking to run past Talasuna. Cannot outpace him. Harry Locken. He'll try his luck from distance. And that goes harmlessly wide. And we will have our first change of the match. It's going to be BB5 as they replace Banton, who you'll recall was one of the men on a yellow card. So that's the end of the day for the fullback, Josh Banton, and he'll be replaced by Brendan Campbell. You have to wonder if there was a little bit of that yellow card factoring into the minds of the BB5 staff on that occasion, just knowing that they don't want to give Tigers a way back into this simply because they also have a man sent off.
You're right, Tom, and you're up 2-0 on a team, and you have possession of the ball, so put in some fresh legs. Try to keep your high-scoring game.
Gindo for Glennon. Glennon cuts inside. He still cuts inside. On his left foot, good save by Strouts, and the rebound cleared. Campbell gets his first touch.
We do see Tarabi making his way over, so maybe there'll be a change coming in soon. I think the Tigers need some sort of action. It's pretty flat right now.
It certainly is, and if anyone can change it, it'll be Farivar Tarabi. Again, 36 league goals this season, plus more in the cup competitions and in the Provincial Cup as well. So he was unavailable for their semifinal. They managed to get through without him. But it's needs must now for Tigers, and Tarabi looks like he's going to be joining us shortly. And Morello rides that challenge from Hodet, but I think was betrayed by the turf a little bit there. And again, we've talked about it all day in the women's final, earlier in the men's final. These teams these days just not used to playing on grass.
Yeah, so we saw it in the first goal with the Tigers goalkeeper taking a slip right before the shot was taken. And you can tell ever since then he's been a little bit cautious of his footing place.
And not enough players these days with the metal cleats that you see the pros wearing overseas, where it's much more common to be on the grass. And that's a through ball. Can Mejia do something with it? Luke O'Shea, rather. The battle of the Lukes in the goals today. Luke O'Shea coming well out of his area to clear the danger there.
O'Shea saw that one coming. Good jump from him, because Tigers were in on that.
Hoisted forward again as Edwardson finds himself offside, but perhaps now as we pass the hour mark, things may be just changing in the tactics of Tigers, as they do seem to be pushing a little farther forward here.
Yeah, I'd like to see the Tigers be a little bit more aggressive right now on the offense. I mean, we're into the 60th minute and not too much from them in the second half, and if they want to get these goals back, they got to push up a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you understand the hesitancy. They don't want to give up that third goal, but the longer they wait, the tougher it's going to be to get those two they need.
Absolutely.
Zohar, long now for Mejia. Even Mejia. Invites Edwardson in.
Oh.
Will it get through to the back post? No. Morello doing a good job tracking all the way back as Hodet had bombed forward as a fullback, and all of a sudden here, Katie, Tigers on the front foot.
It was a good run. It was a good ball by Mejia. He was strong in the first half. We haven't seen him too much in the second, but the Tigers have been a little bit quiet, but let's see if they can capitalize on this corner kick.
Escobar will swing it in. 4 to aim for. Oh, Savichenko gets up well, and you can hear from the reaction of the crowd just how close that was. It'll be Mejia at the edge of the area. Can he work a shooting angle? Blocked off smartly there by Caleb Clark. Still with Mejia. It's over the top. Zupo's in. Does he have the composure? He does!
Wow. Great drive by the Tigers.
So indeed, they take advantage of their set-piece opportunity. It took a couple of cycles, but Joseph Zupo, the center back, latches on to the ball over the top. And just like that, it's 2-1. So what now? Does that change the equation for the benches, as we see a couple of attacking changes being readied for Tigers, and BB5 look like they're going to make a change as well, as Yasin Issa, the veteran, ready to take his role in this game. It'll be perhaps surprisingly it's Nick Morello who's coming out. Or no, perhaps it's just an error on the board. It's Connor Glennon who's coming out. So Morello just switching wings. So 23, not 22 coming out.
Great effort on that goal. Mejia giving that second effort to play the ball back in. We've got a game here.
We certainly do. And a pair of attacking changes as Connor McMillan comes on for Tigers. And I'm not sure if Tarabi's going to join him just now or if they're going to wait a little bit longer, having got one goal back. Yeah, so it looks like Tarabi will wait. Perhaps doesn't quite have 25 minutes in his legs. So it does look like he's coming on shortly, however. In the meantime, Connor McMillan's in. And it's the end of the afternoon for Nikhil Reddy. Be interesting to see how that goal changes the thinking on both sides as BB5 now forging forward. Will they be made to pay for perhaps not pressing their advantage when they have the opportunity, keeping that ball, working the time off the clock?
Absolutely. I think we'll see them play BB5 play a little bit more direct now than working it around the back, killing time, of course. Then you want to get that buffer goal back.
And a little bit of a problem here for Escobar. And you'd have to think he would likely be the one who's going to get replaced by Tarabi in any event, as it was him who's come in to fill in for Tarabi in the last couple of matches. So game on then, as we see Guindo pick it up for BB5. And it doesn't look like BB5 are going to be too shaken by that goal against, as they again continue to just keep the ball. You have to say, though, you could tell there was, maybe it was the 60th minute mark, something that perhaps the Tigers talked about at halftime. That was the moment they were going to maybe turn it on a little bit, look for a goal, and they did get one. But now Talasuna's onside. He's got Morello at the back post. Mark Talasuna working on Smichenko. Morello comes near side, and that one was perhaps creeping in at the back post. Either way, Lucas Strauss gets a finger to it.
Very good chance there by BB5.
So here we go, Farvar Tarabi. Some might say the talisman for FC Tigers will take his place on the field at the Provincial Cup final. And Gabe Escobar makes way to a rousing round of applause from, again, what is shading towards a pro-Tigers crowd here at Swangard Stadium.
And the Tigers have not quit being down a man early in the game, around the 30th minute, I believe. But they have not quit. They've really shown their resilience in coming back and narrowing that 2-0 now to 2-1.
And that corner kick just drifts out of play. So interestingly, it looks like almost 4 across the front for Tigers now is McMillan, who came on for a midfielder, is playing a much more advanced role. And Tarabi's taken his place in the middle of the park, put Mejia out to the left wing where we saw him. Or rather, sorry, Mejia's always been on the wing. It's Edwardson who was playing centrally, who's now shifted out to the wing to take up Escobar's position. And just as the games come back to life, so has the rain, I'm afraid to say. And the elements keen to play their part in this one.
It held off there for us for a little bit, but it's made its return.
BB5 perhaps hoping that that's not an ominous sign. Talasuna. Perhaps a bit lucky was Hodit to be given the free kick there. A little bit of contact from Issa, but Nonetheless, it is a free kick. First chance for Tarabi to show what he can do. Working on Guindo. Campbell wins a header. Zupo, the goal scorer, launching it forward. And Campbell will invite O'Shea to come collect. Lacken with the missed kick. Pounced on by McMillan. He's got Mejia. Mejia crowded out.
Wow. Good effort by Mejia to get through those 4 players.
He's certainly a handful once he gets onto the ball.
He is. He's been very strong, giving that second effort out there tonight.
And Tigers now enjoying a spell of possession, despite being down a man. Zupo. Looking for Rostand. Clark. Morello chooses not to play in the run of Eric DeGraff. Instead, again, BB5, as they have been since going up a man, keen to simply keep hold of the ball. Looking back now, though, Katie, how big was that goal at the end of the first half for BB5? Tigers clearly regrouping at the break, coming out with a game plan they're now putting into place. It's got them back in this game, but that second goal off the corner kick in first half stoppage time, the difference right now.
Absolutely. I mean, to score at the end of the half regardless is a defeat going into halftime, but to be down a player as well and to have it be 2-0 is quite a big defeat to come back from. But the Tigers have done well. They've been resilient. They have their game plan in hand, which is to kind of sit back while they're playing the ball around, BB5 playing the ball around the back, and to attack once they get the opportunity. I think scoring that goal now for the Tigers and the changes that we've seen, hopefully some more excitement will come their way.
This is Issa. Unable to force his way through there. It's after a period of dormancy. It certainly seems Tigers have come back to life here. And as they have to, they're halfway back into it, having the deficit from 2-0 to 2-1, but that would still see BB5 retain the provincial championship. Rostand. A bit of an errant pass there. It'll allow
miscommunication.
Yeah, that'll allow Jindo to collect. Of course, a little bit cavalier in possession themselves, BB5, and it's back in the hands of the Tigers. Yeah, nobody can keep hold of it just at the moment here. And Brendan Campbell's turn. Smichenko. To Zupo. Looking long for Tarabi. Pang alive to the danger. But here comes Mejia. He's got Rostand wide. And a great tackle there by Morello.
The Tigers look dangerous when they're coming down on the attack. Very dangerous.
Indeed, you wouldn't bet against another goal in this one. Certainly, Tigers pushing all the way for it, and perhaps might that open something up at the back for BB5. And we've got a problem here for Hoda, the fullback. The second time he's been down now, and not sure that he's going to be able to continue. So it looks like Tigers might be forced into a change here. Perhaps another attacking player, though, as Houthi Mohidin is readying himself to come on. So So this will be interesting to see how Tigers shape up. It looks like it's Edwardson who's going to go play in the fullback spot that had previously been occupied by Hodet. Interestingly, they didn't get the substitution on during that stoppage, so it's actually 11 against 9 just at the minute here while Mohidin waits to join the play. I'm not sure if there was a miscommunication there at the bench or what the situation is, but it's a two-man advantage just for the second here until the ball goes out of play again. And you certainly would have to think Tigers would feel a little bit foolish here if this is when they concede another goal.
Yeah, not sure what happened there, but definitely have to be careful on this attack.
Talasuna looking to make this two-man advantage, temporary two-man advantage, count. I'm not sure if Hodet's just completely incapable of playing. I mean, he could come back on right now if he got the officials' attention, if he was able to just be out there and be a body, but I'm not sure Tigers realize their situation here. This is Issa to Talasuna. And perhaps a bit of an intentional foul there, as that stoppage in play will allow Mohidin to join the fray and bring Tigers back up to 10 men from 9.
And although up a man, BB5 has had good ball control this whole match, especially the second half, moving it around. So you can't take anything away from them. Let's see what happens on this free kick.
Issa whips it in. Looking for Guindo. It won't get through to him. Campbell. Eric DeGraff. And another long-time BB5 stalwart is readying himself to join us, as Boris C. is at midfield. The midfielder will be on shortly. Issa, lovely 1-2 with Talasuna. Issa with space down this left side. Can he pick someone out? Looking for Clark. Leaves it for Talasuna. The goal at his mercy. Fantastic save by Lucas Strauss. Although I think Talasuna might have wanted to do better with that one.
Yes, great play by BB5. Wonderful job. Get that shot away. Unfortunately, he shot it right at the goalkeeper, but still great save.
And Torabi has strayed offside there, but my word, what a save from Lucas Strauss. And we discussed this earlier. Both him and his opposite number, Luke O'Shea, have made timely saves for their respective teams. And that'll be the last act for Talasuna, as he is the one to be replaced by Boris C. Again, he's the other BB5 member on a yellow card. So perhaps just a preventative measure here, although how he would have liked to finish his afternoon with a goal. And a further change for Tigers as well as we enter the last quarter of the match. Race Williams, another player with some attacking pedigree. He'll be coming in. It's the end of the day for Eric Edwardson, which is perhaps a surprising change, but Edwardson was asked to do yeoman's work today, especially after they went down to 10 men, often alone chasing up front. So fresh set of legs as Race Williams comes on. He'll go straight up front. And Tigers looking as though they might well be going with just 3 at the back here. This is McMillan. C-Mac, as his teammates call him. The first is Smichenko. Zupo. Mejia. So indeed, it does look like it's going to be 3 at the back, with Mohidin playing a much more advanced role here on the right-hand side. Perhaps BB5 get away with a little bit of a push from Harry Larkin there, but they've got the ball back. Pang. Guindo looks long. Issa's got space if he can catch up to this. Will it stick up on the grass for him? Not quite. Just about enough backspin on that one.
Just about. About 10 minutes left to go here just in regular time. Tigers, as you said, switched to 3 in the back. A little bit more offensive. Let's see if they can have some opportunities. But BB5s are still looking strong on those counterattacks.
They certainly are, and that's the risk versus reward balance that Tigers are going to have to strike here, because certainly you have to think one more goal for BB5, and there's just not going to be enough time for Tigers. At the same time, if they don't get a goal of their own, well, then that doesn't matter at all. O'Shea finds DeGraff, who in turn finds Morello. DeGraff. BB5 switch play here. Again, Issa down this left side, and that seems to be where Tigers are late a defender, as their tactical readjustment has given Issa plenty of space here on this near side, and the veteran winger is all too happy to enjoy the room to work. Campbell. He'll bring Harry Larkin in. Not Larkin's best. A chance for Tigers to get moving forward here. Here's Tarabi. Well blocked by Pang. Good tackle by Larkin. Is there space now for BB5 to immediately go the other way? Boris C. He'll just defer to Guindo. As again, BB5 looking to take the sting out of it. You can tell that perhaps we've discussed the Tigers' adjustments at halftime. I think what might have been said in the BB5 camp based on the way they've played here in this second half is we don't want to get into a situation where we're trading chances with Tigers. We know the weapons that Tigers have. Let's just use the manpower advantage to our advantage and keep the ball.
You're right, Tom. They've been comfortable with just keeping the ball, playing it around the back like we've seen all the second half, and then taking these chances like we're seeing right now going down the line. But you don't want to give it away to the Tigers, because they will capitalize on it and they will take their opportunities. They have fast players up on the line up front.
And we saw that in the build-up to the Tigers' goal here in the second half. And what led to that corner kick was one of those counterattacks you were just describing. They've won it back here from Issa. McMillan. Ooh, bit loose there for Boris C. Caleb Clark can't bring it under his spell. Instead, it's Tarabi. And perhaps numbers forward here. As Williams looked to get away there. But it was just snuffed out. Campbell for Issa. This one will stay in. What can Yasin Issa do? He can win a corner kick. And the referee just coming over to the side here. And he's got the red card out. Perhaps something was said on the bench. I'm not sure here, but somebody from the Tigers coaching staff has been dismissed, and it looks like something from the fourth official's remit, as I'm not sure which member of the staff is. It's not head coach Adam Day. It's perhaps the physio staff, or no, it is. It is head coach Adam Day, who has been sent off here with 7 minutes to go.
I did see the linesman get tripped when he was trying to run down the line, so I'm wondering if that had something to do with it, if one of the coaches weren't in their box properly.
Indeed. So another blow here for Tigers as their tactical mastermind Adam Day is sent off. And they'll play these last 10 minutes or so without him. But here they come with numbers, urged on by the crowd. This is Race Williams. Cutting in on his right foot. O'Shea unable to hold it. And Campbell just scrambles it away. And there it is again, that counter-attacking pace.
It was. That was a good attack. Good initial save, but a juicy rebound there. And Tigers just unable to get that second touch on the rebounds. But here they are with the corner kick.
And if there was any question about who the crowd had in favor of, it was just about a race there. And a miscommunication there. I think O'Shea wanted to collect that ball, but better safe than sorry. Campbell taking no chances. It'll be another corner kick. Whipped into the area, headed clear as far as Yasin Issa. He's got Boris C, who's going to chase this. Mejia to keep him company. C turns him, Mejia sides him down, and that's about as clear as a yellow card gets. Can't have any complaints about that one. Knew exactly what he was doing. And probably, in all honesty, the smart play there. No sense in letting BB5 head forward on a counterattack that might just win them the match.
You're right. BB5 had a step there, and they had some good pace. So one of those penalties, you're so far away from your net that sometimes you have to take, especially this late in a game.
Guindo for Campbell. Again, looking for Issa. This one's going to be too close to Smichenko. Another slip from Strauts in the goal there for Tigers, as Issa finds his way into the book for leaving a shoulder in. That one's a bit unnecessary. So the substitute has his name taken. If Tigers do manage to find a way back into this one, perhaps someone's going to have to find Lucas Strauts a new pair of cleats, as that's the second time he's slipped today, and I certainly wouldn't want to have it happen again in another key situation. Smichenko hammers it long. Morello, he's been on absolute force today. Boris C's fouled. Referee lets it play on, though. Here's Issa. He's one-on-one with Smichenko. Nick Morello racing to join him. Yasin Issa, a fantastic challenge by Smichenko there to reach around inside the area and win the ball.
He's made some strong tackles back there today, especially being down a man. Very strong match.
And this one will go forward for Farivar Tarabi to chase, and you can see he's definitely carrying a bit of a knock there, just not moving freely out there, but gutting it out and doing everything he can to claw his team back into this match. Zupo, the goal scorer, thought about maybe trying his luck from well out, instead defers to Mejia. Race Williams may be getting in the way there. But here come the Tigers. Everybody forward now inside the BB5 half in the final minutes of this one. Is there to be some late drama? Connor McMillan with space on the near side. Cutting to his left. Looking for Tarabi, but he just can't bring it under control. Only cleared as far as Zohar, though, for Rostand. Williams unable to latch onto that. And is Clark going to get a chance to chase this one? It's Smichenko again, last man back. Clark's gotten past him. The goal at his mercy. Caleb Clark for his second of the day. Checks it back. Finds Issa. Issa steps into it and scores! A fantastic goal. And the veteran, Yasin Issa, he knows exactly what that means with a cheeky quiet to the crowd. The interesting thing for Issa, though, he was just booked a moment ago. His celebrations are going to earn him a second yellow card here when he goes back on the field. So it's going to be a red card for Yasin Issa. Has he done enough, though, to kill this game off? Because it will finish 10 against 10. Unbelievable. You've scored a possibly match-winning goal, but that's going to be the end of his day. And you just have to wonder, Katie, will that be the opportunity Tigers need?
I mean, who knows? There's still some time left, especially with extra time. But great patience on that play on the goal there. He had a breakaway, took his time, took a touch, fed it over for a beautiful finish on net. And yes, he did get a red card. Doesn't seem too upset about it right now. Grabbed his jersey and heading back to his bench.
Well, he thinks he's killed off this game. He's restored the 2-goal lead for BB5 with just moments to go, but the lack of composure there from Issa is astonishing, Katie. I get that you're caught up in the moment, but his team now down to 10 men to match the 10 men of the Tigers. So Yasin Issa scores a goal It was great patience in the build-up from Caleb Clark. It looked like he could have gone in one-on-one with the goalkeeper himself. Instead, he waited for help. It was a clinical finish from Issa, burying it in the top corner. But then the celebrations see him sent off, and he will not be on the field to see how this one finishes. In the meantime, a change at the back here. Again, possibly some restructuring with being down to 10 men. So Eric DeGraff is coming off. In the final few minutes, we'll see Daniel Sagno take his place on the field. Sagno, formerly a Tigers player a few seasons ago, now with BB5.
You're right. Excellent finish there on the goal. Celebration. I mean, we'll see how much time that the fourth referee gives. They're about to give it up in a couple minutes here. But BB5 has played a good game. And for both matches we've seen today, lots of heart, lots of passion in the matches.
Well, Smichenko stays out of giving up a penalty there as Boris C. danced into the box. Wonder if he might get a yellow card for the blatant jersey pull. But he seems to have escaped unscathed. So 2 potential penalty challenges from Smichenko. They were both good tackles, though. Harry Lakin with a heavy challenge on Mejia. This is Zohar. It's got to be everyone forward for Tigers now. Can Connor McMillan get this under control? Lovely to Faravar Tarabi. McMillan's offside and he knows it.
Oh.
And perhaps Tarabi would have been better off just trying for goal himself on that occasion. But again, the key striker for FC Tigers just not at full capacity today. And it's a real shame. You'd like to see both teams at their best in a final. And we talked about a few of the players missing today, and Tarabi was certainly one of them.
You do, and that's one of the opportunities that you really gotta finish on, right? You won't get too many left here in the final minutes, but
perhaps one here. Rostand. Into the area. Campbell does enough, and the flag goes up. And we are into added time. I didn't see the board come up from the fourth official, but possibly because BB5 are readying their final change of the day. Looks like it's 4 added minutes. 4 added minutes, I'm told, from the fourth official. We're about halfway through that. And Bobby Jutty will leave the veteran center midfielder for BB5. He'll be replaced by Rylan Sanga. We'll get a cameo appearance here at the end of the match. And here's Sanga now. A chance to perhaps add his name to the score sheet in his cameo appearance, but he'll settle for a corner kick. And with just 1 minute of the 4 added, or sorry, rather 2 minutes of the 4 added remaining, this is exactly where BB5 want the ball. And as we edge towards full time here, Katie, what stood out for you in this one?
I think what really stood out, I mean, you have to go back at getting that red card early in the match really took a toll for the Tigers. I think that they showed a lot of heart fighting back the way that they did. BB5 just holding up, keeping possession, playing the ball around, and really taking the time off the clock.
That has been the story here today, as it looks for all the world as though the reigning Provincial Cup champions, BB5 United CCB from the Vancouver Metro Soccer League, are poised to retain their provincial crown and head for another trip to the National Championships in October, being hosted in Ontario this year, where they will try to retain that crown. And after a fantastic season, it has to be said, for the Tigers, they will not be able to finish it the way they wanted by lifting the Provincial Cup championship. And the wait will go on for the Tigers, losing back-to-back finals. And the wait will go on for the Fraser Valley Soccer League as they look to finally bring that championship home. Strouts. Tigers still pushing forward to try and maybe get one more back. McMillan. For Mejia. but that's going to do it. Referee Mo Mosheni brings this match to a close. And BB5 United CCB are your 2022 BC Soccer Men's A Provincial Champions. And what a game we've had here today. It was a back and forth affair early on with the teams exchanging chances. Plenty of attacking prowess on display throughout the opening half hour, but that's where the match changed. At the 30-minute mark, for Tigers, Nima Moazeni Zadeh was sent off for receiving a second yellow card. And from there, BB5 pressed their advantage with leading goal scorer Nick Morello scoring in the 33rd minute, followed by Caleb Clark finding the second ball on a corner kick just before halftime. The halftime break allowing FC Tigers to restructure, come up with a game plan, and it was a game plan they put to great effect as center back Joseph Zupo scored to make it 2-1 just after the hour mark. And Tigers looked as though they might well be on their way back into this match until a late goal in the 88th minute by substitute Yasin Issa sealed this one for BB5. Katie, your thoughts on a great day of football in both the men's and women's provincial championships today?
It was. We had two very entertaining matches today. First with the women's Gorge FC taking home the win, and then again right now with BB5 getting the win. It was good. It was entertaining. We saw red cards. We saw 2 red cards. We saw yellow cards. We saw lots of opportunities. The Tigers didn't give up, but in the end, BB5 held true, and they ended up coming up with a win. It was a good afternoon of soccer.
Absolutely. Congratulations to all the players, both the finalists today, Coastal FC and FC Tigers Vancouver, and of course your champions, Gorge FC, Team Sales on the women's side, and here in the men's A final, BB5 United CCB. I'm Tom Johnston for Katie Hamilton, signing off as the final score in the men's 2022 BC Soccer Provincial Championships is FC Tigers Vancouver 1, BB5 United CCB 3.
Before we get to the gold medal ceremony, I'd like to thank some people here with me, our BC Soccer board members, Don Nancy and Mayor of Edinburgh, as well as BC Soccer Vice President Al Relwando and President Gail Chan. So please put your hands together for them too, please. And we are giving out a match MVP today. Today's MVP will be joining BC Soccer's other MVPs in a box suite at Whitecaps game later this year. And today's match MVP goes out to Harry Lappin. And I'd like to welcome the winners of the 100th annual Men's A Cup Championship to come get your gold medals.
Are we doing this right now? Hey guys, I think a proper picture. You guys set up. All right, well, thank you. Everyone, you guys ready? Let all the guys in the front. Watch the little guys.